The cemetery gates creaked in the wind, the rusted iron protesting against years of neglect. Emily had always been drawn to local legends, and the tale of the witch of Yazoo City had captured her imagination. They said she was buried here, beneath the thick chains that bound her grave, a punishment for her wickedness and a warning of the curse she left behind. At last, she found it. A headstone surrounded by twisted chains, their links rusted but unbroken. The words etched onto the stones were weathered but still legible. The Witch of Yazoo, who swore vengeance on Yazoo City. A chill ran down Emily's spine as she stepped closer. She crouched to examine the chains, running her finger through the rough metal. The legend claimed that if the chains were ever broken, the witch's curse would come true, and the city would burn again just as it had in 1904. A sudden gust of wind rushed through the cemetery, carrying with it a scent of damp earth and something that smelled like sulfur. The branches of the nearby oak trees rattled, their gnarled limbs reached skyward like skeletal fingers. Emily froze, her heart pounding. Behind her, she thought she had heard the faintest sound, a low guttural moan, almost too soft to be real. She turned sharply, her eyes scanning the empty cemetery. The wind died as abruptly as it had risen, leaving a silence so complete it felt suffocating. Emily's gaze returned to the grave, and she gasped. One of the chains had shifted, its position slightly different than before. The earth beneath it looked freshly disturbed, as though something had moved from below. Panic surged through her. She stumbled backwards, her pulse racing. The heavy sense of being watched settled in over her. As she fled the graveyard, the whispers of the wind carried what sounded like laughter, low, mocking, and cruel. Though she swore she would never return, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that the Witch of Yazoo was not content to rest, her promise of vengeance waiting for its moment.